to my understanding. Oh, oh. It fades.
February album writing month. That is a challenge to write 14 songs in 28 days.
Some guys that went to Madison decided that they would do a songwriting challenge in the month of February to write 14 songs in 28 days. And I think it's been going for about 10 years now.
I could not believe the quality of these songs. These people were recording songs into cell phones, and some of them had professional studios, some of them had handheld tape recorders, some of them had video recorders that they would point at a plaque with the name of the song.
Collaboration is where it's really at. These ideas that I think are complete and absolute failures, I find out people think are complete and utter successes.
I think FAWM is just an avenue for people to write and record music and get feedback and give feedback on music in a safe environment.
I wasn't going to do it. I refused, and my wife was like, you have to. And my wife basically kind of pushed me into it, and it was a revelation. That's kind of the thing that got me going with FAWM, and that's why I've been basically FAWM's #1 cheerleader ever since.
I used to be in a band in the 80s, a long time ago, and my brother-in-law Scott kind of dabbled in that. And one weekend I just said, hey, why don't you and your brother come over and whatever friends that you have that you jam with, and come over and we'll just jam.
When I discovered FAWM, I brought it to those guys, and I think there was a little skepticism at first. It was kind of like, okay, well, that sounds great, but there's no way I could write 14 songs. There's just no way that I could write 14 songs in a month. And I used Eric's line on him. I said, you know, if you write just one song, then that's one more song than you would have had. And the year after I did FAWM for the first time, just about everybody in the jam session participated.
This is exactly what I need, being that I have a 9-to-5 job, 2 kids, and mortgages to pay. I don't always have the time to go out and do the things I'd like to do, which I would love to play on stage more and do more shows like that, but right now the creativing is the thing I go after.
One of the great things about FAWM and about just my music journey over the past few years is getting to play again with other people. If you have a group of multiple people, it ends up being more than the sum of its parts if it's working. And that's magic. That's really, to me, FAWM is supposed to be about.
Every year what we do is sort of a pre-FAWM kickoff party. The FAWM kickoff parties are now just having some beers and some food and just talking about the music. That's been really fun.
Well, first you sit down and you panic. I think for the first week before FAWM, I jam out a bunch of music and I know it's all nervous energy. You're prepping for a race.
We do one songwriting day where everybody gets together and about 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning have coffee and start writing songs. And we try to get about 4 songs completed by, you know, noon or 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
We've each written songs apart, and we've also written songs together. They grow and parts grow, and we try new things. We make improvements, we add entire sections.
No song is a masterpiece when it first is launched, but you have to have the permission to be able to make mistakes. Because FAWM is a daunting challenge, that spirit of community that comes together to help people, you know, you can do it, that sort of thing is very prevalent in FAWM. And I'd like to think that's because of the tone that we've tried to cultivate there.
My first criticism when I first watched it happening, you would listen to a song and my first thought was, well, that was terrible, that person can't sing, you know, or something. And there's all these great compliments about this person and what a great song that is. But when I really jumped in and started doing it, I realized why you have to have it that way. You have to stop focusing on the performance and focus on the process and the idea more. And when you start focusing on the process and the idea, then you start getting where that person's at.
This is what I like about FAWM and what I don't like about FAWM. I almost never see a negative comment of any kind on anybody's FAWM page. And which can be good, because there's a lot of people that just need encouragement to get out there. I think that that can get a little dangerous when, you know, people are wanting to be serious about their music And then they might go to a place where, gee, everybody in FAWM really liked the song, but here's a place where people don't like it. It's not a place where you're going to get a whole ton of, you know, really life-building, constructive criticism. You're going to get a lot of support, though.
So I only did 6 songs this month. It was fun. I think this year was a little unusual in that the first 2 songs I liked already. We did a song called Evidently, and I started out right away writing just some guitar parts and recording those. I just go to a click track, cranked out a couple of, you know, quote-unquote songs on the guitar, and then posted them up to Dropbox and sort of just waited for everybody to add something to that. The second song that we did, actually, I think was our best song of FAWM this year, and one of our better songs of all time is called Heartbreak Nation.
To my understanding,
The original guitar part's very simple, the lyrics are great, and it's just a fun building kind of a song. The other guys kind of did a lot of collaborations with other people too, and wrote some of their own songs, and so I think Scott and Paul both finished FAWM with at least 14 songs.
They take little time, under an hour for me. It takes me over like a tidal wave. I get caught in it, and I let it push me.
A lot of times people, it's kind of like cramming, you know, they'll get down to week 4 and they'll just go, okay, I have a week now to get 10 songs done. People will rally, so I've done that. I think the first year I did FAWM, I think the last day of FAWM I did 6 songs. And some of those songs are my favorite songs, you know, so that's why I say you can write a bad song fast, but you can write a really good song fast too.
You don't see your families much. You actually shun them a little bit, I feel sorry to say. Your lovely children, your wife, you want to spend time, but this idea came in your head overnight because you had too much coffee the day before, and all of a sudden this idea forms in your head and you got to get it.
If you listen to my FAWM output, it's pretty eclectic because I'm constantly trying new things and seeing what sticks. It is a challenge, and there is a certain amount of bragging rights if nothing else being done saying, I wrote this album. I wrote 14 songs in 1 month.
And what it's about for us is it's about writing music that you want to listen to. And if you can get a few songs that you wrote and you want to listen to it as well, then that's a huge success.
I think we've all been taught that music is for professionals, and you don't have any right or reason to do it unless it's going to be really good or it's going to make you money. I think there's this idea about the professional musician that's kind of existed, and I think that has certainly kept me from doing it on my own. And if it hadn't been for my dad playing songs just for the hell of it, you know, on the end of his bed just messing around, I don't think I would have realized that you could just do it for fun.
It's the greatest feeling when you create something with somebody else because you have this relationship that grows, and it's never the same thing twice. I know there will be more collaborations besides FAWM or with FAWM, or making basement music in general, or just making this music. If I never play it on a stage, I know I created this thing, this living journal with somebody else, and that's the best thing in the world.
a phase with